But coming up next, we have Greg Lee. Greg Lee is in charge of all the trainers nationwide. So he's like a super trainer. And one day when I was with Bill Schindler, who used to be the chief technology officer, he pulled me on the side and he says, if you ever want to know something, ask Greg Lee. So I never forgot that. And I said this to Greg Lee as I was stepping up here. I probably know him much longer than he knows me. Because I was always at CES, in the crowds, picking out, looking for Greg Lee, and asking questions randomly to Greg. And I found out unbelievable things. I won't say everything.
Okay. It was Las Vegas,
I
right?
won't say everything.
What happens in Vegas?
Yeah, so this is Greg Lee. He runs the whole training crew, and he's an amazingly technical and great personality gentleman. Thanks, Greg, for being here.
Thanks for having me. The only problem now is I have to live up to the hype that Robert just gave me. Thank you very much. Panasonic. Y'all may be familiar with us. We were here, of course, last year. Have been in the running quite a few years. Last year we did very well. VT50 was the successful piece. So we have to come back and defend the title. And we brought quite a few TVs this year. We have the WT60, which is our new LED, and we have the two plasma models. We have the VT and the ZT60. Basically, the reason we gather here, and Robert and his family are gracious enough to really open it up to everybody, is all about picture quality. So I just want to touch on a few things that we've done this year that are kind of outside the bounds of picture quality. Our smart VR functions this year. We're talking about My Home Screen, and what My Home Screen is in the TVs, and let's see if it'll allow me to do this on this one. Home Screen Selection. It's a way to personalize and customize your screen on your television. Here we have a preset lifestyle screen. I can have what I am watching operating up, in other words, the presentation. I can also put widgets, applications, bookmarks, all sorts of stuff here on the set. And if I really want to get creative, I can create my own personalized home screen. So anybody here have a smartphone or a tablet? Yeah, pretty much all of us have. So what we're really doing is kind of taking that personalization and that customization and making it something that we can do. I can name the screen, I can move, add, or even remove apps. I can put a customized background, so you can really personalize this very quickly and easily, and you can see how quickly and smooth it runs. And we're not going to spend a ton of time on this. So here I want to add an app, and here comes the list, and off we go. So maybe I want the web browser there. I come back over here, I want another app. We'll add, let's see, the social networking TV. And boom, I'm out of there, and now I have a new customized home screen. So I can customize, I can have up to 4 of these, and I can register my face to it using the built-in camera. And for the sake of not throwing off any of the settings, they're just looking at me like, don't touch anything. If I made one mistake, I could basically ruin the whole thing here. So we're not going to do that. But we will blow the image up full screen again. So this allows you to customize and personalize your TV very much like you can do a tablet or a smartphone. We also have voice interaction this year. And again, I'm not going to talk into the remote control, but you can basically search internet, programming, and all sorts of things this year. And last but not least, if I have a tablet, smartphone, I can take my pictures and videos directly off my tablet, send them directly to the TV, and have them play. So these are ways that we've enhanced, the functionality of the sets. But what everybody really came here to do was talk about picture performance, right? That's what the whole thing's about. So this year on the VT and the ZT series sets, we have made improvements. We didn't stand back last year and say, that was good enough, we won, we don't need to do anything else. No, we continue to develop. You may not know this, but Panasonic is probably one of, if not the most involved in terms of patent applications. I think from the years 2009 through 2012, Panasonic has filed for more patent applications worldwide than any other corporation. So it gives you an idea of the research and development we do at Panasonic. So new panels, the VT and ZT, the VT has what we call the Ultra panel, and the ZT, which I'm not pointing to either of these TVs, has the Ultimate panel. Everybody's still like, which one's which? So there is a slight difference, a little bit difference in the filter on the sets. The louver filter is a little bit better on the ZT, and the panel drive system has been tweaked a little bit on the ZT as well. How will they perform? Well, we'll find out here shortly. So better blacks than we've ever had on the sets. We've also improved color. We've taken the red phosphor on the TVs from last year and have improved that to help us expand reds to look more like a rose versus kind of that orangish red we used to get. The benefit is that this gives us complete coverage of Rec 709, or what we would typically calibrate to, but there are also other color standards out there. There's one that's used at digital movie theaters called DCI, or the Digital Cinema Initiative. So this year with our new red phosphor, the green, the blue, we're able to cover 98% of the DCI standard with these TVs. So they are basically able to reach out and get closer to that, better, truer standard. So down the line, maybe we'll see content that supports DCI. Well, we're beyond the standard. I think it was Joel Silver at CES was excited because he says, well, if you can do DCI, I can then calibrate my monitor to my camera and see the pictures perfectly coming off of my camera displayed perfectly on the TV. All right, resolution. Now, we are starting to kind of on the dawn of the transitioning into 4K. Some of y'all wanted to see that, I'm sure, today. But we have a lot of 2K resolution product. In fact, there's so many 2K products. Well, how do you differentiate resolution? Well, any full HD product out there should be able to give you full HD quality, but when is it typically not guaranteed? When the picture's moving. It depends on the speed of the set, how fast you're driving the panel, how fast it's scanning the image. So at Panasonic, we know about 120 hertz to 40 hertz, but why are we going to faster and faster hertz? Is it the faster the more refresh the better, or is it the faster that you're driving the panel, or quicker you can get the image on the screen that's most important? And that's really the reality. If you look at a 120 hertz system, when it creates the image on an LCD, you're taking about probably 6 to 8 milliseconds to get that image and hold it on the screen. Okay, so it's a pretty long period of time. With the new drive system, which is Panasonic proprietary, the aperture, the time that the image is flashed in the display, is 0.33 milliseconds, or about 12 times faster than a 240 hertz LCD panel could produce it. So this helps to keep motion on the plasma sharp, whether it's slow speed, high speed, or something in between. It helps us to keep clarity and resolution up on the screen at all times. We've also improved gradations on these panels. If you have lots of good smooth gradations, lots of steps, the water here looks very natural. Otherwise, if it's don't have enough steps of gradation and color, you can definitely get some color stepping, some color blocking. We've improved that this year. And of course, ISF complete calibration controls. Now, they've calibrated these sets here, but we've actually done something to make things easier. If you have a VT or a ZT or a WT level set from us this year, there is a Vera Remote 2 application that you can get. Guess what? You guys know this? You probably did. They did it the old-fashioned way, though, through their laptop. You can bring up the color gamut and make minor adjustments. I can select Rec 709, I can select DCI, and make those adjustments directly here and never bring up a menu on the TV screen. Now, this is great if you're calibrating, but in my case, it actually makes it better with my wife. Because how many of us here, the wife's sitting there watching the TV and you're going, I need a little bit more color saturation. No, the contrast needs to come back. No, the brightness needs to go up. People are pointing at each other, and she just wants to throw a rock at you, right? Now you can make those little minor adjustments in the background with your tablet, iPad, or Android based, and she'll never know the difference. You will, because you can see the major difference that +1 makes.
As long as you don't make a mistake, she won't notice the difference.
Probably still not even then.
I have a question for you, real quick.
Yes, question from Kevin Miller.
On the ISF modes, I do a lot of work for high-level integrators, and I can't get any information on how to switch ISF modes on Panasonic plasmas, or LEDs for that matter. It's implemented via IP we use Control Cal software to do it.
Right.
Now I need a way for a dealer to go, okay, I have a Crestron system, I need ISF day and night modes on this touch panel for my customer. I can't seem to get that information from anybody.
Okay, beat me up afterwards.
Okay.
See if we can find out.
Enough.
Great question from Kevin Miller. All right, so I can do all these different adjustments, everything from grayscale and everything in between. So if you're a tweaker, this is a great TV, VT, ZT, WT. Any of these will allow you that. So VT is our entry-level high-end set with the 3000 focus field drive for better motion, the Infinite Black Ultra for great black levels and contrast, Hexa processing engine, THX certified. It's the replacement and the successor to VT50, which was the big set last year. Stepping to ZT, we now move into another level. One of the things that we've done is because the Panasonic sets have a solid sheet of glass across the entire screen, corner to corner. On the VT, we keep a gap, a slight air gap between the plasma panel and the front glass itself. Well, we know that with that, we might get a little bit of reflection between the two. So how do you get rid of that? We have a technology that we call air gapless, which allows us to take that plasma panel and that front panel and bond them together. However, it's not an easy process. To make sure that the two surfaces are optically pure, ever heard of an autoclave?
Yes.
This is a big device. It uses heat, pressure, steam to basically sterilize things. Or the pressure and steam can have other benefits. What we needed to do is to bond those surfaces, cure them together, and make sure that no air bubbles or any impurities are in there. So we have crafted this thing to the nth degree, and that's one of the reasons the ZT is more expensive. It also, because we get rid of the gap, gets rid of the slight light reflections that we have on the VT. Although nobody complained that VT was bad, it's again just pushing it. You know, Porsche makes a Turbo, they also make a Turbo S. So this is the Turbo S version of the panels. And that is, for the most part, the Studio Master panel with the Ultimate Black plasma panel driving it and being able to bond it using the air gapless technology are the major differences. A little bit about LED, and then I'll get out of the way and we'll get this thing started. We do have our WT series in the mix again this year. IPS, who knows what IPS is? We'll tell you here in a second. It's like, well, me! All right, so the whole idea is that we have a new backlight scanning system. I forgot to order the slides, you'll have to forgive me. And what we've done is we've come up with a combination of frame creation, you know, high hertz, and a fast backlighting system to really give you high performance motion on an LED, LCD-based system. So first thing we do, high frame rate. We go from 60 to 240 hertz. Everybody's probably very comfortable with that. We also use a very precise backlight control. We have 16 different zones, 8 on each side, that turn on and off with the scanning of the information to the screen. Now the scanning is also much faster. I think it's like 0.4 milliseconds to scan the entire screen and get all the pixels making that adjustment. And scanning the backlight and using black frame insertion. So we're using a combination of different things to maximize motion resolution. Now, this isn't my math, this is the engineering math, and this is how they come up with it. But 240 hertz with an 8-phase scanning backlight system, but the scanning speed, the fact that it does it faster, they feel like gives you a little bit of benefit over a typical system. Also the scan speed, that they're able to scan very quickly as the image is scanning, that gives us a little bit better performance, and the backlight black frame insertion also helps. How was the motion resolution on the WT this time around?
Very good.
So I do all the numbers and stuff. They say it's good, and you guys listen and go, oh, then I'm listening to Kevin Miller, right? So, but the good news is they have, you know, with IPS, the panels are actually good at handling black to gray transitions, and IPS is also better at giving you a wide viewing angle. If you had an LCD or an LED at home, you sit center, it looks great, you sit off to the side, it can vary, sometimes a little bit, sometimes a lot. The difference is the way that the crystals in the set turn on and off. Everybody in the room can see the numbers on this remote, right? And if I do this, you can still see the numbers on the remote. So it's basically the light coming off of here is spreading very evenly. If I did this to control the image, some people could see the numbers, other people cannot. And that's really the difference. IPS basically keeps the crystal in parallel with the two surfaces, means that the light spreads much more evenly. So you'll notice that the WT, if you move far left, far right, stays very consistent with image quality, whereas sometimes you'll see other LEDs do not. And we are using an intelligent local dimming on WT. So if it's a bright area, what it'll do is light that up brighter with the different zones, and we have 2 halves. And then it also uses a gamma control. So in bright areas, it gives you more subtlety of image in the bright areas, in the bright sections of the scene. And in the dark areas, it does the same thing, and it helps to extract more details. So these are some of the things that we're doing, and that is the WT.
But is it edge lit or a backlit?
It is an edge lit. So we are doing edge lit on the WT. So all that in combination, and last but not least, VR remote too. We're pretty, smart device agnostic. Anybody here have an iPhone or iPad? Yes. Anybody have an Android device? Yeah, a lot of those. We'll work with either. So if you go to Play or the iTunes store, you can download the software free once you get your TV home and get it set up. Then you can do swipe and share. I can share photos and videos. I can be on a website on my phone or tablet and send that to the screen, and then have somebody pick that same website off and put it on their tablet, so they can maybe go to the kitchen, while they're reading the website. I can launch apps directly from the application. I can play content that's on the TV back to my tablet. Also the smart calibration, voice control, as we talked about earlier, and then the standard functionality. We don't care what your smartphone or your tablet is, we want to work with everybody. And with that, let's get the show on. Thanks everybody.